Hey everybody, Texas Trucker here, Alliance of Performance Shop, LoneStarMopars.com. It's Tuesday before 7, crazy. Got out of work at like almost a normal person time, which is nuts. And I was real excited last night. We'd wrapped up, we introduced the massive Ernst haul, got started on some of the projects, showcased them. I told you, we kind of going to go ahead and save the Hi-Viz one. That's what we're doing now. I did take all the blue stuff that I think I'm going to use at work to work. I thought I'd get to crank that out at some point. Could not do it, was too busy. And subsequently, all day I've been looking forward to this. This little gem right here was actually the most expensive thing that we bought yesterday. I think just because it's 3-row and the way this one structures, it's quarter, 3/8, and half. It is 13-inch. It is Hi-Viz. We've had Hi-Viz on the bit bosses, but never on like a rail. And of course now Ernst has sort of updated the branding. I think it looks stupid good, especially on the Hi-Viz. But I have something in mind for this, just to kind of try it out, and you're going to see what it is here in a second. But of course, the way this is going to be set up, part number, if you're interested, I'll link to it below. Don't make jack off of it, it's there for your convenience. It is 8498 HV. Again, I can't stress this enough, quarter, 3/8, and half. Do with that what you will. If you're metric, twice a year SAE, this might be great for your SAE sockets off to the side, right? Eye searing yellow, you know not to touch them. Other people, this is kind of a compliment. Black, blue, purple, like there's a lot of colors that this would actually just really complement well, in my opinion. But what I want to do is crack this thing open. I'm really happy with the way these have come apart. I have not had much I've had to get off. I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So you want to be careful where you set that, especially if you're going to put your labels down. But aside from that and this little tab here for retail hanging, there's really not much adhesive, just 2 spots here. But this gives us both, you and me, our first good look at this thing. So once again, half, 3/8, and quarter. That's pretty much all there is. Let's just go ahead and do the rundown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 15, 14, 11. Is that where we were at? Something. We said it. Just go with what I did the first time and call it good. And the reason I'm not too concerned with what Ernst prepackaged, 1, fully customizable, modular, and 2, it's what I'm planning to try out on these. And right behind me, whoops, one of these was used frequently. This is now an 8-piece set. It was previously 9 before you heard that smash on the ground. These are just little Pittsburgh hex bit socket sets. You'll note these last 3 look considerably larger than the others. This is 3/8, basically here and half over here. So you kind of need a combination, right? Same thing on this front. This is the SAE setup. That's 3/8, this is half. These are both 9 pieces. Technically this is 8 over here until I pick that one up. I don't think we've lost it, so all's good in the hood. But the reason I have these, I've used them, and I've used Pittsburgh T-handles, old ones, and they have held up. I mean, I don't know what more to tell you. And the bigger reason is I was able to get these just idiotically cheap. I mean, I'm talking like $5. I don't know how you can go wrong at the $5 mark. Especially considering I can just, if something breaks off, I can go get a new one. If I hate them because they break again, I can get a new one and sell them or give them away or something. And just really good deals were had on these, and you think, oh, that's kind of cool, you know, SAE and metric, I guess you're doing something different than your orange and green or your blue and green. And I am, and here's why. Right here, I've got, if you're thinking like, I think I know where this is going, you probably do, another one of their 9-piece sets, and this is a 1/2-inch drive Torx set, stars they have to call it. They don't have the licensing, I guess, but it is also 9 pieces, but it is 1/2 inch. Everything on here is 1/2 inch. Okay, and that's going to take up a little bit more real estate. Case in point, if we, let's get the SAE since I haven't butchered it too bad. I'll slide these over. By the way, I do like these rails a little better than the one that we dealt with last night. Sockets themselves could probably fit on an 8-inch Ernst. We might cut this down, we might do something else. This was the one I was kind of concerned with. We'll just try to go socket to socket right inside the 8-inch mark. So even though these are 1/2-inch bodied, they still kind of come out about the same, interestingly enough. But I'm gonna lay these suckers out. I just want the visual of it, and I think I'm gonna throw these kind of in like the to-go box. You know, it's like the first box when you come in, and it's the first box when you leave, and friends are over here, you know, like people or friends of friends type of a thing. I don't have to put them in with the German stuff, or, you know, the old school American or the new American or any of that. I'm like, yeah, help yourself. And that's kind of where Pittsburgh comes in sometimes, right? So good stuff still, but you know, not the end of the world if they ruin it or trash it, or, you know, if I take it out and, you know, lose it in the dark of the night and don't find it until the next day, or forget about it and find it 2 days later after it's rained or snowed or something. Not the end of the world, and that's kind of what I'm setting up here. So with that said, I'm going to can it. I'm going to get this thing labeled. Obviously, I have no need for any 1/4-inch pegs here. Now, this could change in the future. That's the beauty of it. I can populate this for these 3 sets that you see. We could run with it. We could decide we want to do something else. I can take it all off. Granted, we have labeled them, which if you're switching or upgrading, you can probably reuse some of those labels. But I just really want to see this thing populated. And, it's not the most efficient thing without customizing it, but at the same time, I think we can space it and make it look aesthetically pleasing. So that's what we're going to shoot for. But like I said, enough yakking. Let's get to customizing this thing. So you probably wonder what we're doing over here, and it won't take long. I just want to highlight, like, how good this looks with certain colors. Again, you might see Hi-Viz and you're either super into it, or you're like, ugh, you know, or maybe you've got like some specialty, or maybe it's like extractors or something that you think, yeah, I might try it there. It's pretty complimentary, really. Again, I don't have anything purple here. I think that would look good, but here it is up against a US General Blue. Here it is up against a flat matte black. It's kind of a gray. This is Craftsman Gray from the late 90s, early 2000s. Not anything modern, but gives you an idea there. And just since we're here, red, not sure, but surprisingly not terrible. Here it is in contrast to the green rails, and if we come down just a smidge, there it is with the orange. Again, I think this looks really good with a lot of different colors, surprisingly. And here we are in progress. So I've got the Torx sitting off to the side. I've stripped everything down, labeled it. We've got the metric there. Sticking with Ernst default spacing on this 3/8, I then tried to replicate the default spacing on the 1/2. You can see we got a little bit of overage there. Extensions, adapters, so on and so forth. I don't know if it's worth cutting this down. Especially, I want to hit on this now because some of you are probably like, I don't know about this. You're thinking, okay, 3/8, 1/2. What if you wanted a more comprehensive set of 1/2? What if you wanted 3/8 to snake it in a smaller area? What if you wanted 1/4? You're thinking 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2-inch hex. Or you're just thinking like, okay, I'm fine with, you know, hex, whatever, you know, SAE and metric, but maybe you'd want Torx and, you know, E-Torx, and maybe put that with triple square even, and then you've killed the game with your 3-row tray. Here's the thing, especially if I leave these as full 13-inch rails. If we do that, if I've got the 1, 2, 3 SAE metrics and then Torx, and then say that I decide like, oh geez, you know, dating a chick with a VW, better get some E-Torx, or gotta get them type of a thing, and I just want to go cheap because I'm not sure, you know, she kind of seems sketchy. We get the Pittsburgh or Icon or something, some sort of a deal somewhere. I can take that 3-row tray, pop off my Torx, buy a 2-row 13-inch tray, slap it down, and have Torx, an E-Torx, and then I can have these on a 2-row. You get the idea, right? It's not like it's a set thing, especially if I don't lop these off and customize them into like a specific size tray. So for now, I kind of think I'm going to leave them like this, but that means we need to see the finished product. Alright, so you're probably thinking like, man, that is totally not symmetrical. You're an idiot. Get those things lined up. It's driving me nuts. Hear me out. I would typically agree. However, I wanted to play around and try something. This isn't going to be something I frequently grab, although several of these like giant hex, they're like my only big hex bit sockets here at the house. Same with the Torx. I don't have a T60 anywhere that I can think of. But what I want to show you is from this angle. What I tried to do, it works really well with the metric and the Torx. If you just kind of ignore these two in the front, you'll see I've got 4 and 5. And then that sort of sandwiches the T20. When you see the T25, it's right between the 5 and the 6. If I come to the 6 and the 7, you see the T27. You're following me, right? You get the idea? So, even though it kind of looks crazy and not aesthetically pleasing, it actually kind of is. And then of course in the front I just kind of tried to style it so it would fill the space and give me access to the metrics. Again, the way these Pittsburgh socket bodies are, they're actually kind of small, so even on these big sizes like our T60, you can see the label. Same thing on your 17, your 5/8, your 9/16 and a half, those are all 3 1/2-inch drive. Of course, the 3/8, you've got great visibility, and you've got really great visibility of the entire thing because it's in Hi-Viz. So this will, again, it'll go in the door box, as I'm going to call it, the one right by the door, or closest to the door. I have consumables there, but that's the plan, and that'll be handy for me, whether it's a mower, again, somebody coming over, if somebody's like, hey, you know, I need to fix this, you got something? And yeah, here, use this box. So I'm excited to kind of experience the Hi-Viz, see how we like it, see if we like it kind of structured this way. And like I said, I could compact these down. I could make an 8-inch socket boss, 10-inch even, might be better in this case. But I think for now, since it's subject to change, I'm tentatively going to leave this as is. This is the finished product for now. It finally got these off those stupid rails. Again, these were stupid good deals that we picked up on them. And it was something, I've got a little bit of experience with them. Again, it seems weird. The Pittsburgh T-handles, which granted mine are old, they're the S2 tool steel. They've been surprisingly good. Same thing with the bit sockets. I've done a lot of things. Do they wear? Sure, but so do all my other expensive ones. Alright, so that's what I've got. Again, I don't think the camera really does this justice. This almost looks like a muted green, sort of like a spring green even in the camera. Maybe in editing it'll look slightly different, but like here in person, it's like an eye-searing yellow. I would say the camera, just being straight up honest with you, kind of mutes it and adds a little bit more green. Because when I stick my head off to the left here and look down, it is just a very vibrant yellow. So the closest yellow I've got here is this Wera. It's a little dirty, but that still makes it look green. You'll just have to take my word for it. It's a pretty nice color. Again, if you're on the fence with Hi-Viz and you don't want to commit to something like this, maybe look for an individual rail, maybe do a bit boss. I think you owe it to yourself to see it. If you don't have a coworker or a buddy that's got it and you're curious, I do kind of think you need to bring it in. Again, you can get a blank rail, literally just a blank rail, about like $5, and see if you like the color before you shell out, for a big 18-inch tray. And otherwise, if you're Hi-Viz, you're Hi-Viz. If you're not, I do think you should check it out. And again, if you can't do it in person, maybe next time you bring some stuff in from Ernst or Jungle Side or your place of choice, maybe see if you can't get the rail standalone and, take it from there. But that's what I got. I'm super happy with the way this thing turned out. I'm going to go get it in the box and free up space, and that's really what I'm the most excited about. And, I can't really share that with you, you know, but that's a big part of it for me personally. And again, the great thing, I was able to do all this with pieces that I took off from that project last night, the Pittsburgh impacts, which are still wicking oil over there. I've had those loose for a long time. It's amazing they still wicking oil, but they are. The deeps anyway, the shallows are like bone dry, totally different feel to them. But couple of 1/2-inch pegs there, and then I used some containers I've got here from Ernst from previous projects. It's actually a 1/2-inch container. It now has every 1/4-inch peg here. I popped off a lot of 3/8. They've joined up over there. In fact, the 3/8 that I didn't use from that middle rail did this entire rail here, so it works out great. Again, it's all modular. You can customize it, tweak it, tailor it, whatever you want to do. But man, I am really happy with how that thing looked. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like the Hi-Viz? Do you hate the Hi-Viz? Are you a Hi-Viz super fan? Are you on the fence? Do you use it just for certain things? Like I said, maybe extractors. Maybe it just draws your attention. Is it your color of choice? Is it your least favorite? Are you just neutral? Feel free to leave your thoughts. Same thing. How would you tweak this thing? Would you customize it, cut it down like we do? Would you leave it as is? Would you say, man, get rid of that 3-row, get 2 rows, keep your hex together, and then get an E-Torx or something? Triple square on a 3-row. What would you do? Feel free to leave that down below. Maybe it'll help somebody out. Again, I'll have links back to Ernst. That's where I purchased it. Again, I don't make anything off of it. I can't stress that enough. I don't care if you want to buy it. I don't care if you want to get it. This is just me showcasing what I did, and in the event that you want to replicate it or do something similar or maybe even better, feel free. But yeah, any thoughts, feel free to leave them down below. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all 3 at Lone Star Mopars. If you have not subscribed, I encourage you to do so, especially if you like stuff like this. Maybe check my back catalog. There is a lot of tool storage and organization videos on the channel. If you subscribe, you ring the bell, you jump your charger across the creek in the middle of the night, turn around, go back to the creek, and find your Ernst Hi-Viz socket rail with all the sockets intact. YouTube just might notify you that we got new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Texas time. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I hope I catch you back here for more action from the shop.